An arrow can only hit the target once it leaves the bow. You can aim forever. You can adjust your grip, fix your stance, wait for the wind to calm down. But until you release, you'll never know where you land. And I think that's how most of us live, holding the bow, aiming at something we want, but never release because we're scared the arrow won't land where we want it to. And I used to be that person. Actually, no, I was worse than that person. I didn't just aim forever. I convinced myself that aiming was the same as shooting. I thought that preparing was the same as doing. Reading about it, watching videos about it, planning it out in my head 1,000 different ways, but never actually doing it. And I told myself I was being smart. I told myself I was getting ready. But the truth is, I was just scared. And preparation was the mask I put on my fear, so I didn't have to admit it was fear. This channel right here, this thing you're watching right now, I delayed it over and over again. I had the ideas, I had the thoughts, I knew what I wanted to say, but every time I got close to starting, something in my head would say, not yet, you're not ready, your voice isn't right, your setup isn't good enough, you don't know enough yet, wait until you have better equipment, wait until you have more life experience, wait until the conditions are perfect. And so I waited, and I waited, and I kept waiting for a moment that never came. The perfect moment. It doesn't exist. It's a lie we tell ourselves to protect our ego from the possibility of failure. We say we're waiting for the right time, but what we're really doing is hiding from the wrong outcome. We're so scared of putting something out there and having it fail that we'd rather put out nothing at all. And we dress that up as patience, as wisdom, as being strategic. But it's not, it's just fear. And then, one day, something clicked. I asked myself a question I couldn't escape from. How long will I keep waiting? Like, seriously, how long? Another month? Another year? Another decade? How many ideas have to die in my head before I give one chance to live? How many versions of myself do I have to imagine before I actually become one of them? And the question that really broke me open was this. Who can guarantee me another day? Nobody, not a single person on this planet can promise me that I'll wake up tomorrow. And I was living like I had unlimited time. Like I could just keep pushing things to the next week, next month, when I figure it out, when I'm ready. But ready never came. You don't get ready and then start. You start and you become ready. I read something about that, and it stuck with me. It said the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And I realized that's exactly what was happening. Everything was on the other side of the thing I was scared to do. The growth, the purpose, the peace, all of it was sitting right there waiting for me. But I had to walk into the cave to get it. I had to feel the fear and move anyway. Not move after the fear went away. Not move when I felt confident, but move when I was still terrified. That's when I finally started. And let me tell you something about the first step. It was messy. It was imperfect. It was most likely embarrassing if I look back at it now. But at least it was real. Like, it existed. It was out of my head and into the world. And that's when everything started shifting. Not because the first step was perfect, but because the first step created momentum. And momentum is more powerful than perfection will ever be. You can have the most beautiful arrow in the world, crafted with precision, sharpened to perfection. But if it never leaves the bow, it's worthless. It's just potential that never became reality. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to die full of potential. I don't want to reach the end of my life with a head full of ideas that never got a chance, with a heart full of words that never got spoken, with a soul of purpose that never got expressed. That's not living, that's just existing with extra steps. Perfectionism is a trap, and it's a clever one because it disguises itself as something positive. It makes you think you have high standards. It makes you think you're just being careful, but underneath all of it is just fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of finding out you're not as good as you hoped you'd be. And so we hide behind preparation. We hide behind planning. We hide behind waiting for the right moment. Because as long as we're waiting, we can't fail, but we also can't succeed. The truth is, you're never going to feel ready. I read something in Atomic Habits that broke this down perfectly. There's a difference between being in motion and taking action. Motion is reading another book, watching another video, making another plan, tweaking another detail. Action is actually doing the thing. And here's why motion is so dangerous. It disguises itself as progress. You feel like you're moving forward, but you're standing still. You're in a loop, preparing to prepare, getting ready to get ready. And you can stay in that loop forever because motion never fails. It also never wins. You're not avoiding failure, you're avoiding the game entirely. And you can't score from the sidelines, no matter how good your playbook looks. So start ugly, start scared, start with nothing but an idea and the willingness to figure it out as you go. Because that's how everything great was built. Not by people who had it all figured out, but by people who started before they were ready and learned along the way. Every master was once a disaster. Every expert was once a beginner who refused to quit. The only difference between them and the people who stayed stuck is they released the arrow. And yeah, you might miss, probably will actually. Your first shot probably won't land where you wanted to. Neither will your second, maybe not even your 10th. But every shot teaches you something. Every miss adjusts your aim. Every failure brings you closer to the version of you that actually hits the target. But you'll never get there if you keep holding the bow and calling it progress. So that thing you've been putting off, the dream sitting at the back of your mind, collecting dust, that conversation you keep rehearsing but never having, that leap you've been standing at the edge of for months, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just start today, not when you're ready, not when the conditions align. Now, because now is the only moment you're guaranteed. Tomorrow is a promise nobody made you. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Stop standing at the entrance, walk in, feel the fear and move anyway. Because on the other side of the fear is everything you've been waiting for. So release the arrow.